Green Arrow issue 9, legacy number 342, by my count anyway, until DC corrects me. So Joshua Williamson writing with Sean Isaacs back on the art. This is your book, Matt. You take it away.
Yeah, so we got Ollie's looking for Roy. He knows that he's now working for Waller. So what does Ollie do? Is he is going to infiltrate the new Hall of Order, right? Which was formerly known as the Hall of Justice, which Ollie paid for. If you go back to the Bendis stuff with the JLA, that was all coming out of Ollie's pocket. So he kind of takes this personal. So he brings up, the Beast World stuff and how Waller's taken a step that we're not used to. And the first part of this is Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker going through and kind of criticizing the Hall of Justice. When Waller shows up, it's with Mr. Bones, which I thought was curious, because when was the last time we saw him? It had to do with some multiversal shenanigans. And so he's part of the the AXE stuff from Wonder Woman and all of this, the government. This issue also, I love the title, is The Arrow and the Wall. And so it's Ollie infiltrating the hall while his son, I'm Donovan Connor, is going through exactly. Connor Hawk, not Connor Kent, different Connor. It is funny that Connor's disappeared just like Connor Kent did. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
So it's got Connor Hawk going to Corto Maltese, and getting into this prison, and he's there to recruit somebody. And this he says, Oliver Queen needs your help, and the guy swings first and says, to hell with Queen. And it's revealed to be Diggle, who, and so, he tells him he doesn't deserve to be in that prison, and that, or that, he's exactly where he deserves to be, whatever crazy idea, he doesn't care, until Connor mentions about taking down Malcolm Merlyn. Now Diggle's interested. So, Ollie gets into the Hall of Justice / Hall of Order, and there's this weird future thing that pops up with a bunch of bright lights and says that, Ollie should recognize who this is. And Ollie's like, well, I don't care. I know when, if anything is flashing lights, you kind of go for the eyes, And so he stabs this thing in the face, into one of those eye sockets, which allows him to, get the one up, until whatever this thing is starts swinging wildly and ends up knocking out Ollie, which we get some fun Isaac's art here with Ollie seeing stars, circling over his head with Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker. And they bring him to Waller, where they have him stringed up, and Peacemaker starts, laying into him with the fists. And Amanda goes, I want you to come work for me. You're very important. You should know this is going to come down to the people with power versus the people like us without power. And because she had seen on Earth 3 what had happened when those people got corrupted and, basically completely destroyed themselves. Ollie's like, no, you can piss off. There's not a chance in hell. You just need to tell me where Roy is. And she's like, well, let's make a deal. I'm really good at deals. I need secrets, because secrets are the most dangerous thing in the world. You know this. And he's like, all right, well, if I do this one thing for you, can I get Roy back? And she smiles in the typical Waller way and goes, she brings up that secrets can never be destroyed. That's why they're valuable. And you go to turn the page, and Waller says, I need you to steal. And we get a 9-panel grid with a bunch of heroes on it, all looking directly at the camera. with the Sanctuary mask from Heroes in Crisis. They won't let it die. The one thing I don't talk about that Tom King did, we just don't talk about it. I was a Wally fan, right? Wally's my favorite Flash. I've ignored that this has happened. As a Tom King fan, we'll talk about the bad parts of his Batman run, but since his Batman run, it's been pretty good. So it was funny that when you were bringing that up earlier on the show.
I mean, since that run, he's been exceptional, honestly.
Yeah, except for Heroes in Crisis,
except for
which
Heroes
we
in
don't
Crisis, yes.
talk about. It has become the title we don't talk about. Yet Williamson goes, "Hey, you remember that thing that nobody seemed to like?
I mean,
I'm bringing it back to you."
The first arc of the Flash run, the last one, was just like this retcon, like what happened in that book. Let's make it clear that Wally didn't do the thing that book said he did.
So here it shows that Sanctuary mask. So Sanctuary is that, AI that absorbed all the trauma of the heroes. And so I guess that's what direction we're going to go. We're going to leave. However, the heroes that it's showing here, it's got Roy, it's got Jessica Cruz from the Green Lanterns, Cyborg, Dove, Harley. You can't see the middle one because the mask is directly over there. And then Frankenstein, I'm assuming Babs because there's red hair with the bat ears sticking out. So it's not like a full cowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe Miss Martian. I can't tell because the platform's over. So yeah, so I got to the end of it. I'm like, well, I guess this is my penance for keep going. That I'm going to put myself through this to see where this goes. Because I'm curious to see what Williamson's going to do and how rageful it's going to make me. So yeah. Art here by Isaacs is pretty good. There's a lot of fun action moments. Ollie being strung up with Waller talking to him makes for a striking visual. The Hall of Justice looks real good. That person, that robot thing that Ollie fights looks pretty cool despite not knowing exactly what it is. But yeah, man, I got to Sanctuary and I was like, I hope Pete doesn't get spoiled on this because I can't wait to drop this bomb.
I don't think anyone wants to talk about it, Matt. I think that so
we don't except for the editors and Williamson. So
dear,
can't let it die. So anyways, Green Arrow, I'm gonna keep reading. I've done this to myself.
You have done this. No one's thrust this upon you.
Put the sound, put the bread on my side. Call me an idiot sandwich. But I gotta see now. Just the curiosity here. Other than that, it was an okay issue. I mean, we're really pulling from all elements of Green Arrow. I would say of the past, 10, 15 years. Bringing Diggle in, who was only brought in because of the TV show, right? We have Connor Hawk back. We have all this other, him jumping through time and all that in the early part of this. Now to tie it back into, I'm assuming whatever events coming, right? That involves Waller and Mr. Bones and Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker.
What do you mean whatever events coming? We have a name, Absolute Power.
Right. Thank you I forgot the name of it. So
this was just last week, Matt.
Yes. But yeah, so I can't recommend this despite giving it an okay score of like a 7. Unless you really like to you're really curious in what's going on with Williamson and the plot threads leading to Absolute Power. So, but yeah, this was a 7.